Welcome to SMR Radio. How's everybody doing? I've noticed sometimes I don't pronounce the P. I just say SMR. SMR Radio. SMR Radio. Simple Man Radio. Senior Bowl week. That's why we're coming to you later in the day. That means Justin's a part of the crew this week. Danny's. We're going to be off, all three of us, all 5 days this week around this time. And I will get the time right. Fellas, how are you guys doing? Justin, I'm going to kick it to you, Justin. How are you? This is your Simple Man Radio debut. Your real day.
This is your show when you're ready.
It's my Simple Man Radio debut. Hello, Bobby Skinner. Hello, Danny King. Bobby Skinner, I'm just excited to hear all of the great things that you have been doing at Senior Bowl. You've had such a busy day. I'm sure you've seen Devonta Smith. You said hello to him. I'm sure you said hello to Dave Gettleman. You had such a busy day. I'm so excited for you to hear it. To hear all about your day. I'm doing well. Bobby, we actually predicted the NFC champions back in October, so I feel smart about that.
I will be honest though, mine probably changes every week. You know, like I don't think I've stood strong on that. Even though I do think before the playoffs, I think I went Bucs Chiefs. Even though I didn't you know what I've noticed? I don't tweet out predictions anymore. For like, this is how the playoffs are going to go the NFL season. You want to know why? Or the NBA? Because nobody sees the things they agree with you. And like, yeah, he's kind of like, he's based in reality. They see the one thing they disagree with you on, and they go off on like, this is totally wrong. So that's why
my father has a saying, 1,000 attaboys and 1 oh shit. What do you get remembered for?
Exactly. And we're doing this on the Talking Giants channel. So I'm putting this. Subscribe to Some Men Radio channel in the comments. Danny, how are you doing? How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. UFC on Saturday night, lovely stuff.
I forgot about that.
Football on Sunday, lovely stuff. Even though now we only have one more game, not counting the Pro Bowl because it doesn't exist this year. But I'm doing good. I don't remember who I had in the Super Bowl to begin the year. I think I said Bucs were going to be in it, but then all of a sudden they started sucking. I'm like, nope, they're not going to be in it. So I don't know who I had. But if you saw yesterday on the CBS post show, Dave Burleson, like pretty much from day one, said it would be Bucs Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and he did not change that prediction. So I applaud him for sticking to his word.
Well, if you're Pat Hanlon, he was bragging about picking the Chiefs to win yesterday morning. He's like, I always told my son that this Chiefs offense. I told him this morning this Chiefs offense is not going to be able to be stopped. He said that he was bragging about it.
I don't think it's a smart. I mean, it's not a smart hot take to say Bucs Chiefs at the beginning of the year, but there was, and I still don't even think there was
Bucs blowback.
Correct. And that's why even at the end of October, even when there was some Bucs blowback, I think Bobby and I were like, yeah, like at least I was like, yeah, I'm staying strong. So I feel good. I feel good. And you agree with me on our NFL 4-pack show. So
yeah. I mean, I've been on the Bucs because I believe in Brady. Have you guys noticed that the camera right now it's like bars?
Oh yes, I do.
Danny, Justin, and me. Blue. It's like a bar.
I do see it.
It's because like the levels, Justin, are heights. Look.
Oh yes. Great.
Yeah,
it probably makes sense because I'm probably the shortest. Justin's probably the second tallest, and Bobby's definitely the tallest.
Well, usually I'm at the hotel in Alabama.
Looks like you're standing. Are you at a standing desk right now?
No, it's the opposite. It's very low. Like the desk is low and the chair I'm in is like kind of small.
Oh,
so
got it.
I should probably take this jacket off. It's very rusty. But I turned the AC. I went and got a coffee before this, and I turned the AC down as low as I possibly could while I was gone because I can't run the AC. The hotel ACs are really loud.
True.
That is true.
Let me take the jacket off. Let me jacket off a little bit.
Looks smart in that hat.
I see what he did there.
We could talk about my time in Alabama a little later. Let's get into some actual football talk.
There's not that much.
I know. Listen, Justin. I would much rather talk about my time in Alabama.
With such a busy day.
I know.
He saw a redneck on the corner. He saw a fireworks store. That's the Alabama experience.
Well, the plane was. We'll talk about that at the end. We'll save that for the end, because we are talking about the conference championships. That's what people want to talk about. Bucs 31, Packers 26. I know it's the easy talking point, but it's true. It is true. The Packers coaching staff lost that game. Like, that's crazy. Like the end of the half, allowing someone to get behind you at the end of the half, that's middle school stuff. That's middle school stuff. That's the stuff Greg Williams got fired for. I get it wasn't like an all-out blitz, but that's what Greg Williams got fired for with the Jets. To let someone get behind you in that. And then when they I know going for it is hot in the streets. And in the Bills game, I think it's a little more nuanced, even though I do think they should have went for it at least one of those times. But when it's fourth down in that play, Justin, Danny, I never even thought maybe they'll kick. It was just in my automatic, no doubt in my mind, they were going to go for it, and they kick it. That doesn't make any sense with 2 minutes and 4 seconds left. I get the whole try and stop them, but even if you stop them, you're not getting. Then you got to go the whole field in less than 2 minutes with no timeouts and still needing to score a touchdown. That's crazy to me, and I feel like I'm waking up my neighbors in the hotel, but I don't care.
The take that's hot in the streets was, Tom Brady. Oh, you're putting the ball back in the hands of Tom Brady. But I think just more importantly,
if it was Blake Bortles on the other side, that would have been a stupid decision.
You're taking, but also more importantly, you're taking the ball out of the hands of Aaron Rodgers, which Aaron Rodgers really, the only thing that was really working that game. Now, I have my own opinions about Aaron Rodgers against good defenses.
We're going to talk about.
I have my own opinions on Aaron Rodgers against good defense. Now, I don't have a ton of data to back it up. A lot of smart people do have the data to back it up, and I just kind of pile on because I also think Aaron Rodgers is a jerk. You have to be a certain type of person to date Danica Patrick. You have to be a psychopath. And Danica Patrick is a psychopath. Aaron Rodgers is a bad guy.
Sometimes
but anyway,
that's the way people like him, though.
But if you're a coaching staff, if you take the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands, I think that's even more criminal than putting it back into Tom Brady's hands. Let your quarterback, your all-time top 5 quarterback of all time, let him win the game for you on fourth down, or let him tie the game so you can extend the game.
No, my question is, Aaron Rodgers, he's not afraid to speak his mind. Why didn't he go to Coach LaFleur and say, whoa, we're going for it here? He's clearly the guy on that team. Coach LaFleur, if Aaron Rodgers said, let's go for it, I guarantee Coach LaFleur would have went for it. I don't know why he didn't go for it. Obviously, I've been of the mindset sometimes of kicking a field goal, and I was thinking I thought, well, they might kick a field goal here, but it obviously makes more sense just to go for it and just rely on your defense, and they did well. Let's be conservative in the NFC Championship game when literally the Super Bowl's right there. But I'm just confused why Aaron Rodgers didn't speak up, because he's not afraid to speak his mind, and I guarantee I don't know, that's just strange.
That too. Well, maybe he did and they didn't show the cameras, but to not at least fight it and be like, dude, what, are you serious right now? We're kicking this? We have to go for it here. I mean, I don't know, it blew my mind. That being said, he should have ran for it on that third down.
That also bothered me.
Even if he didn't think he was gonna get the touchdown, you get a lot closer. It was still, they're still 9 yards, 8-9 yards out, which is tough, but it still should have went for it.
I guarantee Eli would have ran for that. I guarantee it.
I don't know. Few glaring mistakes Aaron Rodgers made that game.
Don't be that guy, because we hate that guy, Justin. That when someone loses, you remember the 2 bad plays he had.
He didn't make it happen.
He outplayed Tom Brady in that. I know you're being the make it happen people. He outplayed Tom Brady in this game.
I am. I'm a bad guy. I fully recognize that.
100% outplayed.
Who played better, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, Justin?
Aaron Rodgers won. Tom Brady won the game, and I'll tell you what, those first half touchdowns with just beautiful ball placement, beautiful touch. I don't know, just that was kind of the difference in the game.
What about
getting out early?
What about those 3 ugly interceptions?
Hey, Tom Brady.
I'm not hating on Brady at all. I'm not hating, but Rodgers clearly outplayed him. I mean, the interception was a clear defensive holding, which is, the same penalty that got called at the end of the game, which they should have been called. The fumble by Aaron Jones at the end of the game. And then and Devontae Adams drops a touchdown on 1st and goal, and they end up kicking a field goal. I think it was in the second quarter, which just drops, and that's a play they hit all the time. That's a lot of points that his team let down. So, yeah, did he miss one guy deep and then not run on that 3rd and 9? Yeah, but Aaron
there was a free
outplayed.
Play. There was a free play. Devontae Adams was wide open, would have been a touchdown on a free play on an offsides in the second half. That would have changed the game.
You got to go through the progressions. Don't be the make it happen guy.
No, here's my problem.
Justin is the worst, Justin.
Here's my problem. The last play of the game was obvious. They had to throw the flag on that. But the amount of times Sean Murphy bunted, I believe that's his name, was like just grabbing shoulders. The amount of times he should have been called for holding is insane. I felt like every play, I was like, oh, they could throw a flag on Sean Murphy bunting, but they didn't. They let them play all the way until the final play, and then they're like, all right, now we're gonna call a flag here.
And Tyler Jones, like that was like they should have called that penalty. Like I agree with you, Danny. Like be consistent. I mean, that was a flop of all flops. That was an NBA flop.
Smart.
And it was
Smart.
it was smart because it was uncatchable. Like that pass was uncatchable. Like there was no way he was getting to that pass.
I don't think they throw that flag if he doesn't flop.
No, they 100% don't. Although they may have seen the tug, because there's the still shot of the.
No, but here's the other issue. That ref took forever to throw that flag. You heard Joe Buck. He's like, "There's no flag." And they like, "There's a flag." The ref was like, "Do I throw it? Do I screw the Packers right here, right now? I have the power in my hands." And he's like, he bet it. He's like, he's a Bucs guy.
Full send.
Right, and I mean, Rodgers threw the ball 12 more times, had one less incompletion than Brady. But that being said, I don't want to turn this into like. I think it's two really good, like two all-time great QBs. One had to lose.
Even after those interceptions, Brady was still leading in EPA.
EPA, what is that? Estimated.
Estimated BS.
Estimated paranormal activity.
Yeah, sure. Paranormal activity. Yeah.
Extra paranormal activity. That's what I'm just going to keep on making new initials.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers was trolling the media? By the way, are you getting to that? Was that coming up next? Because no shot.
Maybe that could. Let's save that for. Maybe we'll save that for tomorrow because we have the games to talk about. So we'll save that conversation for tomorrow. What Brady is unreal. The fact that he goes to 9 Super Bowls, wins 6 for New England, and then first year with Tampa, he goes. Do not take that away from him. I see people being like, "Well, the team's good." It's like, well, so is every team. Like, so is every team that goes to the Super Bowl. What team goes to the Super Bowl and doesn't have good players around the quarterback?
Well, I'll say one exception: the 2011 Giants.
Yeah, exactly.
That is fair.
That is true. That might, that might hold up as like the top 5 most carried teams. But even with that, though, like that team did show up in the playoffs.
Yes,
like they stuck in the regular season, but they did show up in the playoffs. So, it wasn't like they sucked in the playoffs. They did show up. But don't take that away from him because this game wasn't the best Brady game, okay? The reason they're there is because of Tom Brady, and they took the lead early in the game. Tom Brady was dealing in the first half. It's unreal for him to take. And year one, like learning a new system and a system that's totally different. I mean, you could never say the Brady is like that talking point got taken away. And it was said before, like I was one of my least favorite talking points ever because New England changed their system all the time to their players. The 07 Patriots didn't play like the 2019 Patriots. They changed their system all the time. He was already the GOAT, but he's just adding to the legacy that, like, I don't think anyone's really ever going to touch this. If he wins the Super Bowl, nothing Mahomes can do will ever touch this. They'll have the high-flying offenses and flashiness, but the winning 7 with 2 different teams and the sustained success for Brady, it's never going to be touched if they win this thing. If they win this thing, it will never be touched. And you'll say, like, well, Patrick Mahomes could be that. Patrick Mahomes could end up being the second best, but he will never touch that to me. He'll never touch that to me. And you'll see that if they do lose this game, these things are hard to do. These things are not guaranteed. Having the best team on paper does not guarantee these things. So, man, like, I love watching. Like, we're witnessing the greatest QB of all time in Tom Brady. And I think people that aren't like enjoying that are just like, why not? Like, do you want to be the guy that was hating on Michael Jordan in his time? Enjoy it, man. It's a crazy thing. And especially as Giants fans, we beat them twice.
I hold no ill will towards Tom Brady because of those 2 Super Bowls. I know people hate on him, but I've always respected Tom Brady for as long as I can actually go back in my brain. But like you said, what he did is he cemented himself. He's already been the GOAT, but like what he did going to the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, it's no debate. No one will be able to top it. I do believe Patrick Mahomes will be, like, I wasn't able to see the whole Tom Brady career. I believe Patrick Mahomes will be my Tom Brady, but he will, like Bobby said, he will never. I don't think he will ever reach those heights that Brady has reached.
Yeah, like Patrick Mahomes, he has, like, I guess he does have the possibility, but the fact that, like, Mahomes is good right now doesn't mean that they're going to have the sustained success, you know? Like these stuffs end. Like I remember like when the Warriors got together KD, like this team's going to win 4 or 5 championships. I was like, you know what happens? Not what's supposed to happen. It doesn't end the way it's supposed to end. So yeah, it's beautiful. Tutto Azzurri, ciao, my main paisanos, Bobby and Justin. Awesome Giants content as always, my guys. Thank you. This Tutto is from Italy. So thank you for the super chat. The Bucs are going to be hosting the Super Bowl, which is kind of funny because it's the first time it's ever happened, and there's like no Super Bowl events. Like I was going to drive over there and spend a couple of days there and do stuff. I was like, there's no point. The Chiefs aren't even they're not even flying in until like the Friday before the game, you know, where they usually spend the whole week there. There's no
That's wild to me. That's wild to me. I got for COVID and all that, but I mean, will that affect the Chiefs in any way, shape, or form that they won't have the whole week to practice down there?
Well, it'll probably be a little better for them because there's less distraction and stuff. But Tampa is like up and bumping. It's just the NFL is just not going to have all these events.
So the Chiefs will get to decide what jerseys they wear since they have the better record, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know if that changes because like the actual home team is playing in their home stadium. I know like the Bucs will have home field advantage because it's literally their stadium. Most of their fans will be there. I just didn't know like could they be able to choose the union?
Why did I think it switched between AFC and NFC every year?
I think it's the best record.
Yeah,
it might even be the odds. Like because I remember the Steelers that year, their first year because they were a wild card team, they wore the whites, and I think they were favored over the Seahawks. But they decided to wear the white. So it might even be the betting favorite, which would probably be the Chiefs anyways.
Right. Wait. This is actually important. Is Tampa going to be seen by Vegas? And I'm sure we can even look this up now. Is Tampa going to be seen by Vegas as the home team? Because the home team automatically gets 3 points.
No, they're not because they're only doing 20% seats, and the NFL's giving those a lot of those away to like healthcare workers and stuff.
Right.
And like the Chiefs have as much dibs as those tickets. Like Chiefs fans will have just as much dibs as at those tickets as Bucs fans. And with the limited seat, if it was full capacity, I would say yeah, because Bucs fans would be like, hey, we're doing this damn thing. But with the limited capacity, I would say probably not.
The Chiefs are
there'll probably be just as many Chiefs fans there as Bucs fans.
The Chiefs right now are a 3-point favorite. The Bucs are +3.
So I don't think they're doing a home field advantage thing. I think this is just like a neutral site because let's just say if they were giving Bucs home field advantage because they're the home team, then Chiefs would technically be 6-point favorites. But since I think they're treating this as like a neutral site, which honestly all year Vegas should be treating things as a neutral site because both in 2019 and 2020, there's been like studies that have been done about home field advantage has like gone down dramatically. Like it's been pretty much 50-50 split in terms of win-loss records. So cool.
Yeah. Chiefs Bills. I really don't have much on this game besides just the Chiefs' greatness. The Chiefs' greatness. Like, they have Patrick Mahomes, who everyone knows. Yeah, like we just had a conversation about like greatness. But on top of that, man, you have Andy Reid, who's arguably the best play caller in the game and has been for a while. You know, a guy who made Kevin Kolb look like a good QB. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and then the other guys they filled in just like with speed guys, like hard, like their goal has been like, hey, we don't need to have the best wide receivers, we just need to have the fastest. It's just unreal. And I missed the whole first quarter because I forgot about how time zones work.
That's why you were confused about time zones.
So I miss the excitement of the Bills being up 9-0. But I mean, the Bills weren't even close to this team. I mean, the fact that they're up 9-0 and you know 6 of those points came to a fumble at the 5-yard line. I mean, the final score was
38 something.
38. It was like 38. Well, they scored 10 garbage time points. But the Bills weren't on the same level as this team.
Hang on. I gotta go. Tony Romo was pissing me off when he was saying, why did the Bucs go for 2 after kicking the
that was so stupid.
I was like, Tony, they don't know they're gonna get the onside kick. It's not a given. No one gets the onside kick. The only team I've ever seen it happen to in person was at least the New York Giants. I was at that game and my heart was almost broken by
Philly.
Riley. No,
And
Chicago. It was
And
28.
Tony Romo, you know what they have to do if they get all this? Go for 2 anyway. So
Yeah.
it's like they had to go for 2 twice anyway. So
I love Tony Romo, but he pissed me off that.
it was so stupid, Tony. It was like, dude, they have to go for 2. Like they're gonna like you're saying they shouldn't go for 2 so they could be in the situation to possibly go for 2. Tony Romo, like it was so maddening how stupid what he was saying was.
He's getting paid $17 million. By the way,
I like
him.
Romo as an announcer, but that was like, dude, are you stupid right now? Like, are you thinking about what you're saying?
Talk to Snacks about Tony Romo. You want to know how many times Tony Romo said, "Let's pause this and take a look at this"? They never paused it.
that was my favorite thing. I was like, damn, they just did leave listen to
Never-
Tony. Pause it.
Producer just says, "Nope, Tony. We cannot spend a minute and a half on each play, bud. We can't
He
do
wants
it."
to, though.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the 4th down decision. I really don't feel like playing that out right now. It's everyone that's listened to radio today has heard the same exact thing about that game.
I will. Here's what I will say about it, though. You know,
Boy.
my perspective. NFL coaches, in my opinion, and I even think that this is just as fans and how we look at the game in general. We need to look at games from more of a win probability standpoint about what actually you can do to try and win the game instead of what can we do to just stay in the game. And there's a difference in a line of thinking there, where basically the Buffalo's coach, the coach's explanation was, I don't mind kicking the ball at the end of the half. But the explanation was, oh, I just wanted something there. I wanted something to show for the drive. Well, there's a problem with that, because if it's not actually, you need to evaluate whether a field goal there will actually substantially add, win probability, add a winning percentage to your win probability. And the answer, at least in that case, was no. But again, I don't mind kicking the field goal there. But that's why teams like the Ravens, that's why, I know the Ravens on top of my head. Definitely the Colts do. The Colts go for it way too much to not have people up in the booth telling them whether to go for it or not. But certain teams, they have those people crunching the numbers, and they have their own algorithm saying, all right, what is going to add the most to this win? What is going to add most to the win probability here?
Yeah.
Doug Peterson was one of those guys. I feel like he didn't even have a punter. It felt like he just went for it on every 4th down.
Well,
He embraced it a little too much.
Well, yeah, and I was just about to say, there's also a matter of like, analytics isn't just analytics. You need to actually do it right too. You need to have people that do it right. It's not just a copy and paste 2 + 2 = 4 thing. It's it's an algorithm, and algorithms can be bad. So that's what we need to think of, though. Like, what decision can actually result in winning and not just staying in a game.
And it depends who you're playing too. Like it depends. Like if you're playing the Chiefs, you're probably going to go for it because they're going to score. If you're playing, even if you're playing if you're playing the Bills, I would understand kicking it there. Like if you're the Chiefs and you're in that situation, I understand that because of like who you're playing. But you're talking about possibly the most high-powered offense in NFL history, who went on a 21-0 run on you. You went up 9-0 at the end of the first quarter. The second quarter they went 21-0 on you. They went 21-0 in the second quarter. Realize who you're playing. So like I said, it's different when you're playing the Chiefs than when you're playing, Buffalo or basically anybody but the Chiefs, really. Like anybody but the Chiefs, I can defend that decision. Against the Chiefs, you have to go for it there. Do we have anything else NFL? We're going a little late in the day.
Is Micah Parsons at the Senior Bowl?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
He has some issues happening right now.
What's happening?
Character issues. I guess he was quite a strange guy. I guess I'm not. We won't. I'll send you guys the screenshot of it. But he's something a little interesting. If you look up Micah Parsons on Twitter, there's some interesting allegations out there.
Bobby, share the screen. We'll react to it live.
Micah Parsons.
I hope it's something terrible.
Well, Danny, just put it on the screen. Just pulled it up to the camera.
All right, here we go. I can read it to you. Should I just read it to you?
Please read it.
Yeah, read it.
All right.
Read it.
All right. So
Danny
in a complaint against he alleges in the complaint that Barber, Parsons, Gross Mateos, did the following to him and certain other players: took their clothes and did not return, told them they intended to make them their, quote, their bitch because this is a prison, wrestled them down and simulated a humping action while on top of them, placed something male genital on their faces while they were something else. And so Micah
Penis.
Parsons, yes.
Penis, Danny.
Penis is a medical word. We can say it on some radio.
Similar. Oh yeah. So then he
Some man radio.
He placed their penis on their face while simulating ejaculation, and placed their penis on their face.
Don't say ejaculation on some man radio.
No, that's not right. That's
too late. So yeah, he's an interesting character.
Dude, the last bullet point, because that's the. I mean, they're all big, but that's the you go to jail bullet point.
Place their penis on and in their buttocks.
That's rape. That's not sexual. That's rape. That's rape. If that's true, now obviously, a lot of times things happen and we react and kill somebody and comes out. If that's true though, that's rape. And I don't want to make any jokes about it, to be honest.
Parsons was a part of this. Oh, I thought Parsons was accusing other people. Parsons was a part of this. And Gross Matos, Paul Dottino's best friend.
Yeah, good thing we didn't draft him.
Yeah.
So
we had sources that the Giants were going to draft him. Remember that?
Hang on. Allegedly, these are allegations. Reference that. But
allegedly,
Penn State does have a wee bit of a bad history.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about it being at Penn State too. What the hell, man?
Don't go to Penn State or don't play football there.
Pat Flaherty, come back, leave Penn State and become our O-line coach.
Tough. That's tough.
That is tough. Let's talk about something a little more lighthearted. McGregor getting his ass smacked. Getting smacked. Are you a McGregor guy, Danny?
Yes, the reason why I'm in my first ever MMA fight I watched was UFC 202, Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz. 2.
I just root for I was him thinking that he could. I get it was a money grab, but him going up against Mayweather in the boxing ring is like, come on, dude. Here's a take I have. Mayweather in his prime beats Conor McGregor in the octagon.
No,
you can box in an octagon. You can't do MMA in a boxing ring.
I mean,
and McGregor and Mayweather was playing with McGregor in that match. I mean, he was playing. He didn't want it to be a first round knockout. If Mayweather wanted that to be a first round knockout, it would have been. He was playing it up because he didn't want people to feel like they got totally ripped off.
I mean, Conor can't wrestle, so I mean, in a way, then possibly he does stand a chance. But the rounds are longer. Mayweather prime Mayweather. So I don't know.
I kind of hate MMA when it's like that. Like the way that guy won the fight kind of sucked. It was like he just kept on kicking him in the leg, and then McGregor's leg was done, and then it's like, okay, now he's weak. The knockout was cool, but the way he got there, it's like, this sucks. Like they're not he's just kicking his leg. Like that's not fun. Kicking.
I have a conspiracy theory.
Go for it,
Danny. Do you know this is what Simple Man Radio is for? Do you know the DraftKings deal that was happening with Conor McGregor?
Yes.
$1.
I see what
Conor McGregor won round 1, and he was gonna win round 2 if it continued. And I'm just a casual, sports fan. I think Conor was holding back. Would you agree with that, especially in round 1?
I thought, I in a way, I was like, Conor, you could finish this guy right here, right now. He had him. Those shoulders were nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And then he chose not to finish him, and then he went to the second, and then Dustin just kept kicking his legs. I'm like, Conor, you're gonna check these at any point, my guy. That you would help you, but that is a little, a little suspicious. Maybe he was like, let me just dust him up. Maybe people think because Conor he beat Cowboy in round 1.
He won the first round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he won the first round by a mile. But then the second round, I don't know. I was just so confused. It was like, Dustin's a great fighter, but I was like, man, he just didn't do anything.
No. Also, it doesn't compartmentalize. I love that word in my brain.
Come on, Ricky.
It doesn't fully fit in my brain.
Compartmentalize. I'm pretty sure what it's
compartmentalize.
Compartmentalize.
Please put it in the chat how to pronounce it. Doesn't fully register in my brain about how kicks to the leg, how they hurt. It doesn't register in my brain. Like it doesn't like, oh, how is that actually impacting the other person that you're doing that to?
Well, over a period of time, your legs will start just to get it. If you don't check them, then your opponent is not going to be injured. So you could just keep kicking.
The fight was 5 minutes because it was 3 minutes in the first round, right?
No, it was 5 minutes.
5-minute rounds.
5-minute rounds.
Five. So the fight was 7 minutes.
Those leg kicks hurt. Those leg kicks hurt.
Dude, it's beyond painful. Wait, what is it?
Compartmentalize. Compartmentalize. I was right.
Compartmentalize. I'm taking a screenshot of that because
we used to have kick wars in high school where we would put our hands behind our backs and just fight each other by kicking.
Yeah, some manly stuff right there. My question is now, what does he do next? Because this was for the title. Now he's lost. Now you don't know the whole Habib situation. That's a whole stupid situation. But if I'm Poirier, I'm either if I can't get the title, I wouldn't want to fight Conor again because that's just more money coming your way. It's as simple as that.
McGregor's a money grab. He's not a contender.
And I think Conor blamed the whole layoff situation, which is fair. But I mean, he's laid off before the Cowboy fight, and he dusted him up like it was nothing.
McGregor, you know how McGregor's done because he knew he was done. Look at the way he ended that. The way he was acting after that fight. He knew it was like, oh man, I can't be. I suck. I'm not what I was.
No, there's one fight. There's one fight that I believe there's two options. I think he goes for the Nate Diaz trilogy. It makes perfect sense. Or if he just wants to go full on out money, and go out on top, you fight Manny Pacquiao in a boxing match.
Manny Pacquiao. It was just announced that he's fighting Ryan Garcia, so that's going to be a little bit. That's shocking to me. That Manny Pacquiao
should retire too.
Pacquiao
Mayweather almost happened on my graduation. It was. The initial date was supposed to be my graduation day, May 14, 2010. And it was going to be like, obviously everyone has a graduation party. It was going to be the greatest graduation party of all time, just getting hammered and watching the fight of the century. And it didn't happen until what, like 2016 was when it happened?
But my question is, like, Ryan's just going to piece up Manny. Like, Ryan's fat. Well, but it'll be. I don't know where they would fight.
I don't even know anything about Ryan.
Ryan's at lightweight. Manny's at welterweight. Like, what's the middle ground here? Would they fight for welterweight? Would they fight? I don't know.
I have no idea what isn't Garcia's holding the belt right now, right?
He's the interim champion. That's why it doesn't make sense. I thought he would go fight for one of the titles at 135, I believe it is.
He said it was like his dream and his goal to fight Pacquiao before Pacquiao retired. So I don't know if this is more of. I mean, it seems like this is just more of like a passion. Just like a passion fight rather than like.
I mean, if Pacquiao can show up to a fight and be formidable against boxers, then he would destroy McGregor.
Then my other, yes, I believe so.
And Pacquiao wouldn't put on a show. Pacquiao would go like balls to the wall.
Yeah,
and end it as soon as possible.
And then my other issue is Manny Pacquiao must be a god awful senator in the Philippines. Like it feels like they said like the guy never goes to meetings. And he just takes boxing matches.
You think?
I haven't heard good things about Manny Pacquiao. I don't know why he wanted to be a senator. I guess he was like easy money. They're gonna vote for me.
The reason he played on a basketball team is because he's just living like pretend world. The reason I want to run for mayor of Melbourne one day is just like I might as well try. It'd be fun. And it's like
the freaking one of the.
I was talking to my brother the other day about running for mayor.
But what's it called? The former what's his name? Kane. He's the freaking mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee. And all of a sudden, at times, you see him all of a sudden appear in a wrestling show with a mask. I'm like, wait, what?
Speaking of Alabama, Tommy Tuberville is a senator here. He was the Auburn coach.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy.
We gotta go find Tommy Tuberville.
Get an interview. What other topics are there?
I'm in Alabama. That's a topic.
Oh yes, Alabama.
Did you guys see the plane I freaking flew on?
I was like, we're not gonna be hearing from him ever again. Because I'm one of those guys that don't like planes, but if it's freaking propellers, I'm like, hell no, don't even put me on that plane.
Planes don't scare me. Like I just don't get like I'm just not.
I don't get maybe scared the wrong word. I could do it, but like I'm not like
you get uneasy.
Yeah, I get uneasy.
See, I don't get uneasy at all. Like I was I don't know.
The turbulence, I'm just freaking like holding on for dear life.
It was what sucked about that plane is one, it was just small. Like I'll pull the picture up. And
I've never been in a plane with like those propellers.
Yeah, I'll never be on
I
one
didn't
of
know
those
they
planes.
had planes like that. I thought it was like I thought it was the big ones. private jets, and then the little people the ones that people like learn on.
Yeah,
I
like
didn't realize.
flight school.
I thought they were in like.
That was that I had to like duck to get through the
Oh,
plane.
jeez.
How long
And
was
because
the
it was
flight?
outside, and you had to walk up in it. There was no middle segue or whatever they call it.
That's
so
not unusual.
It's unusual. What's unusual about it is that it was freaking hot in the thing because it's just letting the floor to air, and it was. I mean, I was sweating for like the first 20 minutes. Before, then once you get going, it was all right. But it was. I was like a bull in a china shop to start out.
It feels like in America, you don't see those propeller planes and you don't walk onto the tarmac. You got like the little bridge and you got like, your big boy jets. And then like in other countries, that's where you see like the propeller planes and all that.
And it was pink. Like it was. Now I want to make it clear. This is not a complaint. I am very happy. It was an experience, not a complaint.
But I mean, that airplane probably was just as safe as flying Spirit Airlines.
I would rather do that than I've never been on Spirit. I just heard the stories. So I'd rather do that than Spirit.
Yeah, you media snob, you complainer.
Anything but Spirit. Like not even media snob. Like just human being. I don't think I would do it. It's like, and I'm a very get the cheapest price possible. Like with everything, no matter what. Flying Spirit is the one thing where it's like I will upgrade to whatever it is. I'll just take the second worst before I take Spirit. And this was called Silver Airways, so Silver.
You guys see Nate Ebner's releasing a book? Let's talk a Giants talk, but I'm just intrigued by that.
Yeah, let's save that for talking Giants actually, because we don't have much to talk about today.
All right.
Except for we got our running back review. There's my notes.
Oh, I have no notes.
What was really funny is I randomly ran into somebody who had my sense of humor. I texted you guys this in the bathroom. I walk in the bathroom behind him. And he goes, "Someone dropped a bomb in here." I was like, "This guy is freaking hilarious!" Like this guy, I love this guy's sense of humor. Like this is my sense of humor. He just walks into an airplane bathroom and says, "Someone dropped a bomb in here." Like that was so funny to me.
Are you one of those guys that makes a bomb joke at the airport?
I have friends who would, when I'm at the airport, they have texted me, be like, the bomb code is 98412. We've really pushed limits. Even once we did play the bomb game when we were going to the Cayman Islands. Now we didn't get very loud, but we did technically play the bomb game.
I would never do that game.
I think the last week I was like, bomb. I think that was the loudest. That was probably the loudest we got.
Child jokes.
How much room to spare did you have in the bathroom?
I don't go to the bathroom. I will never go to. It wasn't on the airplane. It was at the airport.
Oh, I thought
that would have been even
airplane.
funnier. That would imagine.
Oh yeah, sorry. I probably should have just lied and said that.
I thought somebody said and then probably turned to the rest of the plane too. Somebody dropped a bomb.
No, I would have busted out laughing if someone
and then
did
people
that.
would have freaked out because then people thought that did somebody drop a bomb in the bathroom?
They would have to divert the plane. They'd be like, "Sir, where'd you see the bomb?" It's like, dude, it was in the freaking toilet. It was insane.
Someone dropped a bomb. That was so funny to me.
There's a Louis C.K. I know,
Uh-oh.
There's a Louis C.K. bit that he did a while back.
No, everything he said in the past isn't funny anymore. I'm just kidding. Go.
There's something that he did in the past that was like, you can literally land a plane with saying one word, and he's like, down. If you just repeat down.
Oh yeah, down.
You could
down.
Land a plane. He said you could land a plane without a bomb or a threat, and just say down, and National Guard will show up next to the plane.
No, one of my airplane. I was flying. I was flying back from Antigua, and then I'm flipping through the TV channels because we got back into the States. And first thing that comes on when I turn on the TV is an Amazon plane crash as I'm mid-flight. So I just started my face got I'm like, nah, I gotta turn off the TV. This is unacceptable.
I think my favorite moment in flying history was probably 2 years ago. When people started getting ballsy with when because they overbook flights.
Yeah.
And there was a 2-month period where people were like, you know what? Screw that. I'm not taking your shit. I'm not getting off this plane. It just became There was like a 2-month period where people and they were beating the shit out of people and dragging them off.
Are you talking about the United guy, the doctor?
I want to shake his
shit
hand.
out of that guy and drag him off. Could you imagine they're on that plane and there's some guy just bloody to death and they're dragging him off and then you fly off? Could you imagine, man? That was the funniest thing. I know it's not funny, like if
Not
that
for
was
that guy, it's not funny.
No, for that guy, but just like if you think about like that on a movie, like I always say, like think about if it was on a movie, would you laugh? Like that's the funniest thing. Like if I ever do stand up, that's gonna be like my opener. It's like that was the funniest time flight history with people getting ballsy and being like, nah, I'm not getting off this plane. You're gonna have to drag me off. I'm like, we were going to drag you off. Oh man, that was
that
brutal.
guy made bank off United though. As he was getting dragged off,
They beat the shit out of him. Like,
He really
oh my,
did. It was all for a plane scene.
oh man, dude. And everyone it became a trend for like 2 months. People were like, nope, not moving. Sorry. It's brutal.
What's the context around I think this is a clip that rolls around social media a ton. It's like, I want to shake your hand. Let me shake his hand. It's this old white guy.
That.
Oh yeah.
He's on a plane.
I want
He's
to
chasing. I think he's chasing this little poor Asian man, and there's like 2 people in front. I want to shake his hand. Let me shake his hand.
He wanted to shake his hand.
Oh man,
What was the context?
That was good. I'm driving I'm renting a Nissan Murano. I am beating the piss out of that car right now.
Are you just crashing into every barrier?
No, I'm not crashing, but I have a big truck that takes a little bit to accelerate. You got to being going around corners, you got to make sure you swing wide. This thing, dude, I mean every green light, just going as fast as possible. Yeah. I'm accelerating to the speed limit. It's like and then obviously coming back down. I don't want to get a ticket or nothing in Alabama, but I mean I am getting every ounce out of that thing. It's fun to accelerate again. I haven't been able to do that in a long time.
Nissan, they're known for that.
Big upgrade in the world.
Nissan Murano compared to my like F-150 like X like supersized.
You ever see Horrible Bosses?
Yeah.
You drag race in a Prius?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't win that much.
Something that confused me today. Why did the Yankees trade with the Red Sox? Like that just threw me off. I'm like, you're just trading.
Trading with certain teams is going away in sports. Have you noticed? Like the Giants, like the Leonard Williams trade, the Giants. That was the first time the Giants ever traded with the Jets.
Yeah, but like I don't think I would ever no way the Giants and the Eagles would make a trade.
They would. New age. Well, I guess Gelman's not a new age.
No, at least not
new age GMs and owners are just being like, you know what? We don't like. Why get the worst trade? Why would you not get what you best could? Because now I'm not now on that same sentiment. The Packers aren't sending Aaron Rodgers to the Bears. You know what I'm saying? Like there's obviously certain things where you do it, but I don't know. Ottavino, I love the signing of him originally for the Yankees and what he could do, the way he could move, the movement again the ball. But he sucked. When it mattered, Ottavino sucked. So I buy Ottavino. Like I'm not missing him at all.
Yeah, that was the thing. 2019,
he was cocky too.
2019, he was good, but I mean the way that he was used, and I actually kind of like the way that he was used in 2019. He was like the 6th inning guy because that's just how stacked the Yankees bullpen was / I guess still is. But not good against lefties. Could not do anything against lefties. Because if you think about it, let's just say his slider has so much movement that you feel like it would move into the wheelhouse of lefties. Like that's where the sliders, so that's how the sliders would move versus righties. Righties can't do anything against Ottavino, which is why it's curious. This is such a small point where if somebody's going to eat Adam Ottavino's salary and all you're just doing is it's a salary dump, I guess you don't really care which team he goes to. But Adam Ottavino against the Yankees, a Yankees heavy righty lineup is going to, I guess, do well. But also Ottavino was not even being relied upon. How bad, I don't feel like the Yankees bullpen.
He was coming in and facing one batter. It was
because they didn't trust him. They didn't trust him against, analytics numbers, whatever. They didn't trust him against certain batters. And, so If he wasn't going to be used and he was going to have such a high salary, and this salary can be used to get Gardner, and this salary can also maybe be used to go out and get another reliever, then you take that. So
yeah, they're going to get some type of, like you said, a reliever.
Yeah.
And then Boston just kind of needs like bodies at this point, right?
Yes. Well, they also their payroll's empty. At least I think their payroll's empty because they were planning on bringing back Mookie Betts, which didn't happen. Maybe their payroll isn't as empty as I think, but I think they're in a good financial spot where they just have no talent on their team. And Adam Ottavino is probably their maybe second most talented bullpen arm. Maybe.
The thing that I'm hoping for the most is that this money that the Yankees have freed up goes to Brett Gardner. Every Yankee fans is like dreading that, and I'm just hoping it happens because that would be one, hilarious, and two, I like Brett Gardner. The fumble,
he's good.
I don't mind bringing back Gardner. It's not like if they're I know somebody's got to be like the worst on the team. Like someone's got to be the worst guy in the lineup, or with I think. They expect Clint Frazier to play more now. Like now he had a solid 2020.
They do. I think right now they're penciling him as the starter in left field, which it's a challenging left field to play in Yankee Stadium. But also the thing that Gardner has had these last few years that nobody else has had, and even Frazier has had troubles with in the field, and that's why he has not been able to remain a Major League Baseball player. He's been in AAA. Gardner has been healthy. He has been there. He has not missed time. Judge has missed time. Hicks has missed time. Yankee left fielders have missed time because it's just been inconsistency. So Gardner has been there, and that is not something that is a common thread within the Yankee lineup of guys just being there. So there's a value to that.
Is Tauchman still on the team?
Yes.
The Sockman. That was one of my favorite John Boy and Jake last year moments when they got back from commercial and they showed the pinch hitter is Mike Tauchman. Their reaction was priceless.
What the fuck?
I don't remember that.
And then Jake, no, that is not acceptable.
No, I think Jimmy and Jake had their feet up at the desk or something like that, and it was a playoff game, and they were laughing like ha 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 because they had like the game in the bag, and then somebody comes up. And it's Tauchman instead of I think it was Frazier. I think this was Gardner was starting, Hicks in center, Judge and right, and then you're thinking, oh, Clint Frazier's going to be the natural pinch hitter here, and then it's Tauchman. They're like, what the fuck?
Wait, here it is.
Funny.
Thank you again. He said, what's the difference between Philadelphia Eagles football team and a dollar bill? A dollar bill will give you 4 quarters. I love it. Why did the Philadelphia Eagles go to the bank to get their quarterback?
Wait, show it, Danny. Show it.
Let me. Can you, all right, let's see.
Yeah, we can see it.
Just hold it right up to your video.
It's one of the funniest moments. They just the pure like fear in their face is one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
Awesome.
We gotta go, but I forgot. Maybe should we talk about this?
Oh, yeah. This is how we end it.
I don't understand this, so we need to describe this to me.
This is Dick Vitale, and he's. Like his tweets, I guess, were sponsored by Pepto-Bismol. And he put out this picture. I mean, what is he doing? Honestly, it works. It's great because, Pepto-Bismol is one of those things where it's like, ooh, I want to go out and get myself a nice, bottle of Pepto-Bismol. It's more of a like, hey, it's when you need it, what do you think? So I actually get this. But it's so funny that like he's like posted up with a bottle of Pepto-Bismol, like he's just chugging it after after he has a slice of pizza.
Every time Roger and the Packers get the ball, I need some Pepto-Bismol.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Ooh, Pepto. Like what Pepto-Bismol is great at is marketing. Their marketing advertising team is great. That song will always be remembered. And again, it's one of those products where it's not like, hey, go. Oh my gosh, look at this one, Justin.
It looks like he's currently experiencing.
And he's just nuts. He's losing his mind a little bit, and he's the biggest Tampa fan of all time. I mean, Dick Vitale, the day like Dick Vitale die he'll probably be like I wasn't like a Dickie V fan, but it'll be sad where it's like, oh man, you think of college basketball, you think of Dickie V, he's just kind of an icon.
He's still employed by ESPN. They're still rocking with him, but they got rid of Boomer. No, they actually didn't. They just
Well, it's him and Lee Corso. They just can't, like, those guys are too important to the brand. They just can't move on from those guys.
They literally fire everyone, and they still have those guys around.
Yeah, they really do.
I mean, those guys are the brand, though. You know, that's being like Jared or Subway firing Jared. You can't do that.
Speaking of ESPN, the brand, I discovered last week that Stephen A. Smith is in General Hospital.
Oh,
and he's good.
An old episode or a new one?
No, he's in it like right now, and he's been in it for a while.
He does like random episodes every once in a while. That Stephen A. Smith burner account has so many funny clips from it.
Oh, he's good though. He's good. I was like,
that's
whoa,
funny.
Stephen
A. is a great.
He's tall.
Is a great entertainer. The same way Skip Bayless is. Like if you let Skip Bayless trigger you, like you just like my advice is just like don't like that's what he's trying like. Just like laugh at it. Like just whenever I see a Skip Bayless outrageous tweet, I laugh. I'm like, that's funny. Like that's funny right there.
Oh, and he tweeted out today, it's like, why the Packers' decision to kick the field goal was the right call. Next on Undisputed.
Yeah, like it's a joke. Like it's funny. All right, so this is when radio will be back tomorrow around the same time. Senior Bowl. I'll be literally driving back from the Senior Bowl to the hotel. SoMan Radio. I have practice until 5 o'clock tomorrow. 5 o'clock your guys' time.
You have practice, right?
Good luck, Bobby.
Thank you.
Good luck at practice. Make sure. Hey,
water.
Just like Andrew Thomas. Make sure you work. Keep an eye on that right foot.
Yeah, as I kick the crap out of somebody. I wish me luck making friends. Okay, because I'm by myself. A loner's got to be alone, but I need to find somebody. I need to find someone to latch on to as a friend. So we'll see how that works.
Find Dave Gettleman.
Well, that is a goal. That's something. Now with social distancing, it'll be hard. But something I have to do is like, hey, I need to find Gettleman and Judge, take pictures, tweet them out. Like that's just like a has to be done type of thing. So
hey guys,
don't kill Gettleman though. He has cancer. I had cancer.
I'm not going to kill Gettleman. I'm just going to take a picture of him.
No, I mean, like, don't.
And I'm going to tag the Dave Gettleman account.
Here's a negative COVID test. Take a picture with it.
Yep. All right. See you guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Talking Giants Patreon chat. $2 a month will be live probably around 8:30 tonight. I'm thinking. Doing running back review and whatever else comes up in between that time. So yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow, tonight.
Can we maybe go at 8?
8 your time?
8 my time.
We'll see. We'll talk off the show.
Okay.
And I got a Lance Meadow prank call for the Patreons on the after show. So look forward to that, Patreon members. It's been a while. All right. See you guys later. Bye. Stay simple.